You see this, right? This is bad. It's quite bad. You see this? This is 10 times worse. Hello guys, how are we getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly. Very welcome back to another video here today. Different surroundings today and different quality of camera. I'm actually up in college at the minute, so I don't have my usual equipment with me. But I just felt like I needed to get this video up because Jesus Christ, lads. It's been a fairly crazy last 24 hours, I must say. So let me set the scene for you. I'm waiting for my train home from athletics training last night, and all of a sudden my phone starts buzzing and pretty much just going absolutely mental. I'm wondering what's happened here then. I look at my phone and I see that Maurizio Pochettino has been sacked by Tottenham Hotspur. He hasn't just resigned and left off his own accord. He has been sacked by Tottenham Hotspur after 5 years in charge. Incredible news, came completely out of the blue, and let's be honest, I didn't expect it, and I'm sure a lot of other people didn't expect to see it at this stage either. So yeah, after 5 years in charge, Pochettino's gone, and it's, to be honest, I was shocked at the time. Still am. But then I had a look at it. I mean, he's had some fantastic times at Tottenham for sure. Obviously, he picked up this team when they were a team that wasn't even top 6 guaranteed, let alone top 4 guaranteed. He's helped them fight and push for Premier League titles. Obviously, hasn't won anything. But you think back to, obviously, they came very close in 2015-16 when Leicester won the league. And the following season, when Chelsea won the league, they pushed us all the way as well. And for the last couple of years, they've been, in and around the title fight, but ultimately fallen short. But have always been, consistently in the top 4. And then, when you look at it that way, you think it's quite harsh that he's been sacked. But then you look at what's happened this season so far. We're in November. They're 14th in the table. Only picked up 14 points so far. Have been knocked out of the League Cup by Colchester. And let's not forget that 7-2 humiliation at home to Bayern Munich. So there's been highs and there's been lows. And ultimately, Poch's lack of a trophy perhaps and their poor start of a season all kind of culminating in this result. I didn't imagine Poch was going to be there next season. I thought he'll stay till the end of the year and then he'll go off his own accord. I didn't for 1 minute think that Tottenham were going to actually take action and go out and sack him. It's a ballsy move by the Spurs board, for sure. And as I said, one I didn't expect to see coming. It's admirable in a way because you look at teams that probably should be doing that at the minute. Manchester United and Arsenal should be considering their manager's role and are probably too afraid of the amount of compensation they'll have to pay for a manager losing his job at this stage, with a decent amount of a length left on his contract. We look at Emery and Solskjaer haven't been performing for their teams this season, or their teams haven't been performing for them, whatever way you want to look at it. But the rumour is that Daniel Levy and whoever is running things over at Tottenham is going to have to pay Pochettino in and around £20 million in compensation to make up for him, being released from his contract earlier than he should have been. It's ballsy and not something that you expect to see from the Tottenham board, admittedly. They've built up this kind of reputation of not wanting to push the boat out too much in terms of spending money, but now they're going to have to do that. And as I've said, it's ballsy, but sometimes in football it can be harsh, and sometimes these decisions have to be made. And when I went to bed last night, I kind of thought to myself, right, who are they going to go for now? Big names at the minute that are out of a job. I thought to myself, right, well, Arsene Wenger has recently got some job at UEFA, hasn't he? I mean, and obviously he wouldn't go to Tottenham anyway. Jose Mourinho is also out of a job, I thought to myself. And I also thought to myself, wow, he's not going to go, he's not going to Spurs, is he? What kind of motivation as he got to go to Spurs. Then I was looking abroad from, managers who haven't managed in England, like maybe like Luis Enrique, but then he got the Spain job only a couple of days ago. He got it back after obviously he had to leave that job because of, personal circumstances. And then the only one that really sprung out to me was Massimiliano Allegri. And I would have said he'd be the favourite to take over. If not him, it's hard to know. Someone that you're not going to look towards the future for, maybe someone who's going to take over on like an interim basis. But I wake up this morning at about 10 to 8, and the first thing I did was go onto my Twitter, and I see that Jose Mourinho is the new manager of Tottenham Hotspur. Wow. I genuinely could not believe my eyes. And obviously it was fairly early in the morning. It was the first thing I did was look at my Twitter. So I kind of thought to myself, I woke up before my alarm. So I was like, am I dreaming? Like, is this actually real? I genuinely couldn't believe my eyes. I thought I was actually in a dream. Like, there's no way Mourinho has gone to Tottenham. Like, what motivation does he have to go there? And then I realised it was real. It was real. Jose Mourinho is now the new head coach of Tottenham Hotspur. And, wow, the Premier League's very much back, isn't it? It's back with a bang. But, Jesus Christ, I could never have imagined Jose doing this. Never. And it was just when I was, starting to gain back a little bit of respect for him. Because, like, a lot of respect I lost for him when he, went to Manchester United. But, I was starting to gain that back through his punditry that he was doing on Sky Sports. And, he was being quite respectful to Frank Lampard and Chelsea. And he was genuinely just, starting to earn his respect back from me. But he's gone and done the worst possible thing he could have done to Chelsea fans, like Tottenham. Like, it's one thing going to Man United. Like, obviously Chelsea have built up this rivalry, their rivalry with Manchester United over the last 10, 15 years or so. Okay, it's a rivalry that's been built up, but historically, we're looking at Tottenham, one of our biggest London rivals. Like, there's some things in football that you just think, why would you do that? Like, that is just the opposite of what you're supposed to do. And he's gone and done it. And to be fair to Jose, he doesn't give a fuck. He's just happy to be in a job. And one thing obviously the biggest criticism people have had over Pochettino, and, understandably so, was his lack of trophies he brought into Tottenham. Obviously didn't win anything, but pulled Tottenham out of a very difficult place, like post Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, that kind of era, where they were signing the likes of Roberto Soldado and Lewis Holtby. Like, he dragged them out of that into Champions League finalists within 4 or 5 years. But obviously the biggest criticism would be obviously his lack of trophies, and that's exactly what Jose tends to bring to the teams that he's managing at, which is worrying, which is very worrying. And like, we have a lot of people talking about Jose Mourinho's finished, he's this, he's that, football has moved on from Jose Mourinho, football has evolved, and Mourinho's ideas are now outdated and stale, is an argument a lot of people make. And certainly when things went tits up at Manchester United, that's the biggest argument people were coming out with. But you have to take into account, he won the League Cup and the Europa League and finished that Manchester United team second in the Premier League table, only behind Manchester City, who are runaway champions. Like, that is an incredible achievement. I don't care who you are, what you know about football, because that Manchester United team isn't too dissimilar from the one Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has that is struggling now. And that's incredible. And that's the worry, lads. That's the one thing we've had as Chelsea fans over Tottenham over the last number of years, is that you can do all this talk, but you've won fucking nothing. It's very possible that Jose Mourinho can go out and win an FA Cup for Tottenham this season. I'm putting it out there now. And he could bring them far in the Champions League as well. Why not? Like, I can't see them mounting a title charge at this stage. It's probably a bit late for them to do that. But in terms of the cup competitions, obviously the League Cup, they got knocked out by Colchester. So it's only the FA Cup. Like, I would have a very strong feeling that Tottenham Hotspur could win the FA Cup this season under Jose Mourinho, because he's a serial winner. He's done it so many times. He won the Champions League with fucking Porto. He won it with Inter Milan against Lionel Messi's Barcelona. This man has, throughout his whole career, taken W after W after W. And what's going to be different at Tottenham? If anything, he has better players now than he did when he was the underdog in the previous achievements that I've already mentioned. It's worrying. It's worrying. But what could happen, and what does tend to happen, not necessarily straight away, but players turn against Jose Mourinho, but I don't think that's going to happen yet. And I do think he's going to be in the job for a good 2 or 3 years now at Tottenham. Can he keep a hold of his key players? Can he keep Harry Kane? Obviously, wherever Pochettino goes, he'll probably look to bring Kane with him. Can he get Christian Eriksen back on side? That's a big question as well. And one criticism people have had of Christian Eriksen is he hasn't looked arse this season because of his delaying contract talks. But either way, it's a shock. It's a shock to the system, and I cannot believe that we're even talking about this. The fact that Jose Mourinho has gone and done this is mind-boggling, to be perfectly honest. But once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will catch you later.